All right, as we're back for Tips for Tuesday, as we were finishing up looking at this chapter, we're still looking at Matthew chapter 1, verse 2, where it said that Isaac begat Jacob. Now, as we've looked at in the past, we've looked how the children were born, Isaac and Esau. We've seen how there were two nations within Rebekah, how she changed because of the promise of the Lord, and how we should change. We've looked at the fact of the matter of how Jacob and Esau both were wrong in the selling of the porridge or selling of the chili. Now we're going to finish up looking at this as we see here the Bible tells us in verse 33 and 34, and then Jacob said, "Swear to me of this day," and he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. And Jacob gave Esau the bread and the stew. Then he ate and drank and arose and went his way. Here's the key term. The key term is, thus Esau despised his birthright. So as we look at that, what we're seeing here is really a basis for what Paul would say in Romans 9:13, what Malachi would say, or that God would say through Malachi in Malachi chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. In both cases, they state, Jacob I loved, Esau I hated. Now, there's an old story that was once asked of the preacher, Mr. Spurgeon, and there this lady came up to him and said she didn't understand how God could hate anybody. And Charles Spurgeon said, "Ma'am, I look at it another way. How can God love anybody?" You see, it all depends on how you're looking at it. But as we look here at this, you find the key to it is in the fact that Esau despised his birthright. Now, if you look at that word despised, what you find is the word means to disdain, to hold in contempt, to see as worthless. Now, in looking at it that way, really that does give us a better idea of how it was. You see, he didn't just start despising that birthright then. He didn't start holding his birthright in contempt just right then. He had done that long before. Or else why would he have sold the birthright, something that was due to him in his eyes, in the eyes of the people as being the firstborn? But we find there that birthright in which he despised, the word there means an inheritance that goes only to the firstborn. Now, if you look later in Genesis, that means he gets a double portion. His brother would only get a third of what was there. It means an eldership. It means a position. He began to despise these things. Now, as we look at that, we need to understand that God says later that he accepted one's way of life and he despised or hated the other's way of life. Now, we can put that into ourselves, and as we look at ourselves, you've got to ask, how are you being Esau today? Are you despising your birthright? You say, well, no, I'm a Christian. I know I'm going to heaven, and that's exactly what I want. But we can look back and ask, how are we acting in being that child of God? Are we having that be the very essence of who we are? You see, for some, this birthright, this inheritance, this salvation is really just a secondary matter. They live their life. They do what they want to do. They don't really dig into the Word of God. They don't sell out to the Lord Jesus. But they're Christians. You see, when we look at that, what we find is that those are the ones that are simply and utterly really despising the inheritance. You see, as a child of God, our salvation, our relationship with Jesus Christ should be at the forefront of everything else. Before we are a parent, we are to be a child of God. Before we are a worker, we are to be a child of God. Before we are to be a son or a daughter, we are to be a child of God. And when that is the way in which we live our life, you will find that your love of the Lord will be greater, and that you will understand the love of God even greater in your life as you're not rejecting Him. We find with that, that is, He is at the forefront of your life. That dictates who you are. If your Christian walk is not dictating who you are to the Lord Jesus Christ and who you are to everyone else, then you are despising your inheritance. You are to be a child of God. As we've said before, we'll say again, John chapter 1 says, "For those who believe, He gave them power to become children of God." And if you are a child of God, then you cannot despise your birthright. You cannot hold that in contempt as just fire insurance. You cannot see it as just worthless, as something you'll have someday. It is something that you have today. And as you have that today, you are in the glory of God as He is changing you to make you what you are to be. And in that, we'll be part of that. In Jacob He loved. The inverse is those that have no care. For those, he says, Esau, I hate it. Now, as we get ready to go into our next portion, we need to understand that Jacob is the one that was chosen out of his mother's belly. The older will serve the younger. He is to be the one that will carry on the lineage. And that's what we'll pick up next week. Until then, have a great day.